Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English Listening Zone podcast. It's really nice to have you here. Whether you're listening on your morning commute, taking a walk, or relaxing at home, I hope this episode brings you a sense of comfort and maybe even a little inspiration. I'm Mia, and today, as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Jason.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Mia. You know, I've been feeling pretty good today. It's been one of those days where everything just flows, Got things done, felt productive, and now I'm here talking with you. So I'd say it's a great day.
That sounds amazing. I'm doing great too, actually. I'm extra excited today because we're diving into a topic that connects every single one of us, no matter where we live, what job we have, or what stage of life we're in. We're talking about daily routines, those little rhythms that quietly shape our days and give our lives structure.
Exactly. Routines can seem small, but they hold so much power. They guide us from the moment our alarms ring in the morning to the moment we finally rest our heads at night. But here's something interesting. Routines look completely different from person to person. A student, an office worker, a parent, an artist, they all move through their days in unique ways.
And that's what makes today's conversation so fun. We're not just going to share our routines, we're going to go deeper. We'll talk about why routines matter, how they make us feel more grounded, and how they can actually bring a sense of calm to our busy lives.
Exactly. Plus, we won't be alone. As always, our vocabulary expert Olivia will join us after each section. She'll break down key terms, help you understand them clearly, and show you how to use them in real life. Olivia, we're so happy you're here.
Thanks, Jason. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to jump in and help you understand the vocabulary that pops up throughout today's episode. Let's make learning English feel natural and effortless. Perfect. So let's dive in, starting with morning routines. Mornings set the tone for the whole day. They can feel rushed or gentle or chaotic or peaceful. And the way we start often shapes how we move through everything that comes afterward. Morning routine, Mia's story. For me, mornings are pretty structured, but in a soft, calming way. I usually wake up around 7 a.m., and before I even sit up, I just pause. I stretch a little, breathe deeply, and take a moment to feel awake. It's my quiet way of telling myself, okay, another day is here. Let's begin slowly. After that, I head to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face. There's something refreshing about cool water on your skin in the morning. It's like the day gently tapping you on the shoulder saying, let's go. Then I eat a small breakfast. Nothing heavy, maybe oatmeal, maybe toast, just something simple to give me energy before classes begin. I've learned that if I start the day calm and organized, everything feels a little easier.
Morning routine. Jason's story. I love how soothing your morning sounds, Mia. Mine start a bit earlier, around 6:30 a.m. because of my job. And the first thing I do every single day before anything else is drink a full glass of water. It wakes up my body almost instantly. Then, same as you, Mia, I brush my teeth and wash my face. It's such a small act, but it really does set the tone for the day. After that, I'll make breakfast. Sometimes eggs with toast, sometimes a smoothie if I'm rushing. And then comes one of my favorite parts of my morning. I sit down with my laptop and check my emails, review my to-do list, and kind of map out the day. There's something satisfying about knowing exactly what's ahead. It brings clarity and calm before the busyness begins.
Yes, that feeling of being organized early in the day is so underrated. It gives you this sense of control before everything starts moving. Vocabulary breakdown, morning routine. All right, let's look at some of the useful vocabulary from Mia and Jason's morning routines. Stretch, to extend your body or limbs to loosen your muscles. Mia stretches to ease into her morning. Hydrate, to give your body water. Jason hydrates first thing in the morning with a big glass of water. Light breakfast, a simple morning meal that isn't too heavy, like toast or oatmeal. To-do list, a list of tasks or responsibilities you want to complete during the day. Set the tone, to establish the mood or feeling for what comes next. Both hosts used morning habits to set the tone for their day. These words are not just vocabulary, they're practical. You can use them in real daily conversations. Thank you, Olivia. That was so clear and helpful. I'm sure our listeners appreciate it.
Absolutely. Understanding these terms makes it easier to use them naturally. All right, mornings are done. Let's move into the next part of the day.
Yes, afternoons, where things really start happening. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we've eased into the morning together, it's time to move into a very different part of the day, the afternoon. The afternoon is when life picks up speed. It's when focus is tested, when responsibilities knock on the door, and when our energy levels can either rise or completely crash. For me, afternoons are where I really settle into work mode. After my morning classes, I usually spend time studying or working on assignments. I try to take everything one step at a time, moving gently but steadily, and honestly, I've learned that taking short breaks makes a huge difference. Even just standing up to stretch or walking for a minute refreshes my mind. Without those little breaks, my brain feels like it's running on low battery.
I get that. My afternoons are usually the busiest part of the entire day. Meetings, project deadlines, team calls, it all stocks up quickly. But even on the busiest days, I make sure to take breaks. Even if it's just a few minutes, stepping away from the desk helps so much. Sometimes I grab a snack. Sometimes I stretch. Sometimes I just close my eyes and breathe. I really believe small pauses are powerful. They help me reset and keep going. Afternoon energy. Food, focus, and flow.
After lunch, I feel like my mind gets a second wind. Lunch is usually something light for me, maybe a salad or a sandwich. Nothing too heavy, or I'll feel sluggish and sleepy. Once I've eaten, I regroup, check what I still need to finish, and then dive into my bigger assignments. I try to finish the hardest things earlier in the afternoon while I still have energy so I don't feel overwhelmed later.
I'm exactly the same. My lunch is usually at noon, and I make sure it's something that fuels me instead of slowing me down. A quinoa salad, a turkey sandwich, something healthy and balanced. It helps me avoid that dreaded mid-afternoon energy slump. After lunch, I focus on the most important projects of the day, the ones that need clarity, creativity, or deep thinking. I like getting those done before the day winds down. There's something satisfying about knocking out the big tasks while my mind is still sharp.
Yes, that feeling of finishing something major is so motivating. It's like you can breathe easier afterward. Vocabulary breakdown. Afternoon routine. All right, let's take a closer look at a few key terms from Mia and Jason's afternoon routines. Focused, giving your full attention to one task. Mia stays focused during study sessions. Recharge, to regain energy, often with a short break. Jason takes breaks to recharge throughout the afternoon. Regroup, to pause and organize your thoughts before starting again. Sluggish, slow, tired, or lacking energy. Heavy meals can make you feel this way. Knock out, an informal phrase meaning to complete or finish something efficiently. Energy slump, a drop in energy levels, often in the afternoon after lunch. These words are very common in everyday English and great to use when talking about work, school, or productivity. Thank you, Olivia. You always make it so easy to understand, and Honestly, I think vocabulary feels more alive when we hear it in real situations like this.
Absolutely. And speaking of real situations, the afternoon is just one part of the bigger rhythm of the day. Next, we're heading into the part most people look forward to, the evening, a time to unwind, reset, and breathe after everything the day has thrown at us.
Welcome back, everyone. We've walked through the rhythm of the morning, pushed through the energy waves of the afternoon, and now we've arrived at my absolute favorite part of the day, the evening. Evenings feel like a soft landing after everything that has happened. It's when I finally get to slow down, exhale, and reconnect with myself. After I finish my classes and assignments, I love stepping outside for a short walk, just 10 or 15 minutes. The air is cooler, the world quiets down, and for a moment, I feel like time moves a little more gently. When I get home, I cook something simple for dinner, maybe pasta with vegetables or a quick rice bowl. Nothing fancy, but something warm and comforting. And then comes the small ritual that always makes me feel refreshed. Brushing my teeth, washing my face. It seems so basic, but it's like hitting a little reset button before the night begins. It tells my mind, okay, you can relax now. After that, I usually brew a cup of herbal tea, curl up with a book, or sometimes just sit quietly and breathe. No screens, no notifications, just peaceful moments before bed.
That sounds beautiful, Mia. My evenings are my sanctuary too. After work, I usually put on some music, something soft, something calming, and let the day melt away little by little. Dinner for me is around 7 p.m., and like you, I keep it simple. Grilled salmon with veggies or a quick stir fry. Having a meal that feels nourishing helps my body settle down after a long, busy day. And then, the routine we both swear by. Brushing my teeth and washing my face. It really does feel like starting fresh, doesn't it? Almost like a quiet signal to your brain that the day is done. After that, I like to wind down with a book or sometimes a slow evening walk. I avoid screens too. I've learned that the glow keeps my mind buzzing when I really want to rest. I usually get to bed around 10:30 p.m., and honestly, sticking to a consistent bedtime has changed everything. When I sleep well, I feel more alive, more focused, more myself the next day.
Vocabulary breakdown. Evening routine. All right, let's look at the key words from Mia and Jason's evening routines. Unwind, to relax and let go of stress after a busy day. Reset button, a metaphor for starting fresh. Jason uses it to talk about washing his face and brushing his teeth. Wind down, to gradually slow down and prepare for rest or sleep. Herbal tea, a calming, caffeine-free tea that helps you relax before bed. These expressions are part of everyday English, especially when talking about relaxation, stress relief, or sleep habits.
Thank you, Olivia. I love how these words feel so connected to real life. And that's really what today's episode is about. Real life. The little things we do every day that quietly shape who we are.
Exactly. We've talked about mornings that set the tone, afternoons that challenge our energy, and evenings that help us slow down and reconnect with ourselves. Your routine might look different from ours, and that's totally okay. What matters is finding rhythms that make you feel balanced, grounded, and in control of your own day.
And remember, routines aren't just about being productive. They're about taking care of yourself. The small pauses, the calm moments, the tiny habits, they're what help you recharge, reset, and keep moving forward gently.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope our conversation gave you not just vocabulary, but also comfort, inspiration, and maybe even a reminder to take care of your own daily rhythm.
And don't forget, learning English doesn't end here. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep letting language become a natural part of your day.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Take care, everyone. Have a peaceful night or a bright morning, wherever you are.
And we'll see you next time on the Easy English Listening Zone podcast.